Myself A.S. Falmari, Assistant Professor, Department of Humanities and Sciences, Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. Learning outcome: at the end of this session, students will be able to find the roots of a complex number using de Moivre's theorem. Consider the first problem. Solve x to the power of 5 equal to 1 plus I and find continued product of roots. Solution: given x power 5 is equal to 1 plus I. Taking fifth root on both sides, we get x is equal to 1 plus I raised to 1 by 5. So to find out all these values of this complex number, first we express it in terms of polar form. Call this as equation number 1. Now pause this video and write down the complex number 1 plus I raised to 1 by 5 in terms of its polar form. I hope that all of you have written the answer. The polar form of 1 plus I is r into the bracket cos theta plus I sin theta. Now call it as equation number 2. Let us find out r and theta. See, we know that if a plus ib is any complex number, then r is square root of a square plus b square. Here a is 1 and b is 1. So we can write it as r equal to square root of 1 square plus 1 square. That is square root 2. And theta is tan inverse of b by a. Here both are 1. We write it as theta equal to tan inverse of 1 by 1. That is tan inverse of 1. And we know that tan inverse of 1 is pi by 4. Substituting the values of r and theta in the equation number 2, we will get the required polar form of 1 plus I. See, we want the fifth root. In order to find out the fifth root, first of all, we try to express this particular polar form into in general polar form by introducing the angle 2k pi in this pi by 4 for both the terms. That is, this is the last step. Introducing the angle 2k pi, then we'll get it as root 2 into the bracket cos of 2k pi plus pi by 4 plus I sin of 2k pi plus pi by 4. Now taking this cross multiplication here, we will get in the numerator as 8k pi plus pi. Again taking pi common from the numerator, what we get? Root 2 into the bracket cos of 8k plus 1 into pi upon 4 plus I sin of 8k plus 1 into pi by 4. Now substituting the value of 1 plus I in the equation number 1, we get x equal to 1 plus I to the power 1 by 5 equal to this right hand side whole power 1 by 5. Taking separate powers of root 2 and this bracket, root 2 means 2 raised to 1 by 2, raised to 1 by 5 is 2 raised to 1 by 10, and into here taking the 1 by 5th power of this bracket, will get it. And obviously here k runs from 0 to 4 as we want to take fifth root. Now applying de Moivre's theorem for this bracket here, that is taking this 1 by 5 as a coefficient of this angle, already 1 by 4 is present, and if I take 1 by 5 here, it will be 1 by 20. That is, we get 2 raised to 1 by 10 as it is cos of 8k plus 1 into pi by 20 plus I sin of 8k plus 1 into pi by 20, and where k runs from 0 to 4. Now putting the successive values of k, we will get required all the 5 roots of the above polynomial equation. For k equal to 0, we'll get a first number and we'll denote it by x0. When we put here k is 0, we get it as 2 raised to 1 by 10 into the bracket cos of pi by 20 plus I sin of pi by 20. Now putting k equal to 1, we get x1 equal to, the numerator is 8k plus 1. If I put k equal to 1, it will be 8 into 1 plus 1. That is 9. That's why we write here cos of 9 pi by 20 plus I sin of 9 pi by 20. Now for k equal to 2, we get a next root and we will denote it by x2. And if I put k equal to 2 in 8k plus 1, it will be 17. we write it as 2 to the power 1 by 10 into the bracket cos of 17 pi by 20 plus I sin 17 pi by 20. Now putting next number for k equal to 3, we get a next root and we will denote it as x3. And if I put k equal to 3 in 8k plus 1, we will get it as 25. Therefore, we write 2 raised to 1 by 10 into the bracket cos of 25 by 20 plus I sin of 25 by 20. And at last, putting k equal to 4, we'll get a next complex number. We will denote it as x4, and that is equal to, if we put k equal to 4 in the formula 8k plus 1, it will result in 33. That's why we write here 2 raised to 1 by 10 into the bracket cos of 33 pi by 20 plus I sin of 33 pi by 20. Okay, these are what the required 5 complex roots of given equation. Now the next question is to find out its continued product. Now consider the continued product of this 5 complex number x0 to x4. We know that cos theta plus I sin theta can be written as e power I theta. Writing a complex number x0 in terms of exponential form, actually the number is 2 raised to 1 by 10 into cos of pi by 20 plus I sin pi by 20. Cos pi by 20 plus I sin pi by 20 can be written as e raised to I pi by 20. In the same way, writing remaining numbers in terms of exponential form, we will get these numbers. Okay. Now here is the product of 2 raised to 1 by 10 5 times. So I can write it as 2 raised to 5 by 10. And here there is a product of exponential terms 5 times. It means we have to add the numerators as the denominators are same. And if I add all the numbers, I will get it as e raised to I 85 pi by 20. And that is equal to, this 5 by 10 is 1 by 2, and this e raised to I 85 by 20 can be written as e raised to I 17 pi by 4. So finally we can write 2 raised to 1 by 2 into cos of 17 pi by 4 plus I sin of 17 pi by 4. We can write 17 pi by 4 as 4 pi plus pi by 4. Now, using the result here, cos of 4 pi plus theta is simply cos of theta. And here applying the same result, sin of 4 pi plus theta as sin theta. And we know the value of cos of pi by 4 is 1 upon root 2, and sin of pi by 4 also 1 upon root 2. Multiplying by root 2 inside, we will get it as 1 plus I. This is the required continuous product. Consider the second problem. If 1 plus 2y is a root of the equation x raised to 4 minus 3x cube plus 8x square minus 7x plus 5 equal to 0, then find all remaining roots. Solution. If 1 plus 2y is a root of this algebraic equation, then we know that its conjugate 1 minus 2i is also the root. Actually, this polynomial equation has 4 roots. 1 plus 2i is 1 they have given, and we have obtained one more root, 1 minus 2i. In all, 2 roots are left to be found out. Now let us assume that roots are alpha plus I beta and alpha minus I beta. Now our aim is to find out this alpha and beta. Now we know that sum of all the roots is equal to minus of coefficient of x cube upon coefficient of x raised to 4. X cube has coefficient minus 3 and x raised to 4 has coefficient 1, and this negative sign as it is. Now cancelling this 2i minus 2i, I beta and minus I beta, we get this 1 plus 1 as 2 and this alpha plus alpha as 2 alpha. And here minus of minus 3 by 1 is simply 3. We get 2 alpha equal to 1 by 2. Now again we know the result that the product of all the roots is constant term divided by coefficient of x raised to 4. Now taking the product of all the roots to the left side and equal to, here the constant term is 5 and coefficient of x raised to 4 is 1. Now this 1 plus 2i into 1 minus 2i, we know that the product of the conjugate is simply the sum of the squares of real part and imaginary part. So here we can write the product of first two conjugates as 1 square plus 2 square, and here also the product of the conjugates we can write here alpha square plus beta square, that is equal to 5. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, so 1 plus 4 is 5, and here we know the value of alpha, which is 1 by 2. I can write 1 by 2 square plus beta square equal to 5. Now dividing throughout by 5, we get, and this 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4 plus beta square. As we are dividing by 5, right hand side reduces to 1. Now it gives beta square is equal to 1 minus 1 by 4, that is 3 by 4. Taking square roots on both sides, we get it as beta equal to plus minus root 3 by 2i. Now substituting the value of beta and alpha in the complex number alpha plus I beta, will get required two roots, and that two roots are this one.